I'm the 13th Wolfman. The people over at VCI Entertainment sent over Psychotronica. This is the third volume review. I've already done volume 1, which has delinquent schoolgirls and Dream No Evil, and the second one has Mondo Keyhole and the Raw Ones. I've done that one also. This is the third volume, which has the Mermaids of Tiburon, the new version, and Yambao. So I'm going to talk about the Mermaids of Tiburon. This movie was made in 1962, and then a few years later, the guy that made the movie reshot some parts and re-edited it together and released it again. In the 80s, he did this again. He reshot some other parts and re-edited the whole movie together, and has now got the nude version. And basically all the mermaids in this movie are like stark naked. I mean, but it's shot in such a way that you don't really, I mean, you notice, but it's very, to me it's kind of subtle. Or maybe I'm just, I've seen enough boobs that it just doesn't matter anymore. But so this guy gets a professor comes to visit a guy at Marine World in San Diego, and he shows him these pearls, these huge pearls that are like the size of walnuts, and says, I want you to go out to Tiburon and check out for new species that might be growing these things. And he goes, I'll meet up with you at this hotel. So they go out, he goes out there to meet up with them, and the professor's gone. He's basically been killed. Someone else found out about these giant pearls and wants to go out there for himself and, steal them. So he's chartering a boat, and the guy that the professor asked to go out there is chartering a boat. Well, the guy that the professor asked to go out there goes out there, and he discovers that mermaids are real. And they're all over the place. And really, this movie is like an hour and 16 minutes, and about 75 to 80% of it is underwater. There's really very little acting done in this movie, except for the few scenes where a couple of guys speak to one another. None of the mermaids actually speak. You get to see them swim around naked, and it was filmed by the guy that filmed it was John Lamb. John Lamb, who does a lot of underwater cinematography. So he had all the gear, all the right gear, all the equipment, knew how to shoot it, and it looks good, and it's clear. And I would give this... There are parts that it feels like it drags, even for being like an hour and 16 minutes long. But I give this like about 2 3/4 chainsaws out of 4. I mean, it's not quite a 3 chainsaw movie. So that's the Mermaids of Tiburon. Now on to Yambao, if I'm pronouncing that right. It was filmed in Cuba and Mexico, and basically it takes place in 1850 in Cuba, and it's a musical where, oh man, this movie was just boring. Where a plantation owner has a Cuban plantation owner has slaves, and he has them working his fields for tobacco and sugar or whatever. And this young lady shows up that is the granddaughter of a witch. And the witch had been killed many years earlier by the plantation owner's father. And they just didn't like the fact that she was a witch and she had anything to do with that area, so they're trying to keep the evil of witchcraft and that religion out of there. And then all of a sudden the granddaughter shows up, and she's in love with the plantation owner, and the plantation owner is actually in love with his wife. She's pregnant and kid on the way. And it's like all of a sudden something happens and they break out into song. And they dance around, and yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. It was my least of all the 6 movies on here, my least favorite. Yeah, I'd give this easy 2.25 chainsaws out of 4. Yeah, that's about fair assessment. So that's it. I will leave the link to VCI Entertainment below. You could check them out, see what they have, see if they have anything you like. Overall, this entire collection isn't too bad. I mean, I could see splitting it up and just getting the ones you wanted, but it's not so bad. Like I said, there's 5 movies on here that weren't so bad. Yeah, so I'm the 13th Wolfman. I'm on the prowl.